Right, I'm just going to go over the few little things that I would say to have handy and have by you when you are mixing your resin. Okay, everyone's different. Everyone will find their own way, use their own things, but this is what I kind of make sure I've got on my table. Honestly, please ignore how disgusting this little tray is. It's my resin tray. Okay, so you'll need a plastic tub, Tupperware, pots. You can even use the smaller ones if you're mixing a smaller quantity. And then I've got lolly sticks, toothpicks, because these are quite good when you're pouring, or if you need to get a little amount in, you kind of scoop it and dribble it. And then toothpicks, obviously, to try and pop the bubbles if any bubbles come up, or having a little pokey tool is a definite must. Okay, wet wipes. I go through so many of these. Now you should be wearing gloves. I would say if you're starting out, put gloves on, put an apron on like I've got on here. I'm not going to be using gloves this time for this benefit, because I don't have any small ones that actually fit me. It's better to have tight gloves, because if you've got really baggy ones on, like those awful ones they stick in the hair dye kits that are like massive, you can't really feel what you're doing. So yeah, bin them. Get some smaller gloves. Okay, so you'll need kitchen scales. Okay. For the resin I use, it gets measured on weight. I know there are some of them that I think it's quantity or how much fluid is weighed on. I'm not too sure. I would say get scales that can measure less than a gram, so the point something, because that's kind of, you need it to be specific, especially when you're measuring in larger quantities. So put my pot on. I'm going to zero that. Okay, and now I'm going to pour in my part A. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I'm going to do 120. This bit is a bit ridiculous. Drives me mad. Okay, I want to get that onto 120. Oh, come on. Almost there. There you go. Right, so that's 120. So part A is 120, and the resin I use, you mix it 2 to 1. So I want to stick half of that amount of part B in now. So I've just measured 120 grams in part A of the resin. Okay, so you half that now, and that's how much you put in of part B. So this is going to be 60 grams. Okay, part B seems to be a lot heavier and goes up a lot quicker, so just keep your eye on it. Okay, I am forever over pouring and then having to add on double the amount of part A and God, it's confusing. Okay, let's get 60 on there. Come on. Don't do it, don't do it. Right, so as soon as this is on 60 then, okay, almost there, that's when we'll start mixing. Okay. Ah. Come on. You need the patience of a saint, honestly, to do this. I get so frustrated with myself. Okay. Just going to give my hands a wipe. Okay. Right, there we are then. So I've measured that. And now I'm going to mix. Okay, try not to take your stick out or whatever you're using to stir. Try not to take it out too much because that's when you kind of get more bubbles in there. You want to make sure it's all completely mixed. And I don't know whether you can see, it's probably not the best. Can you see kind of effect of the resin? You can see it swirling. Well, you want to make sure that you can't see that anymore, and that's when you, well, that's when I kind of know that it's mixed. Okay. If you do get bubbles in there, it happens all the time. I kind of just mix it, make sure it's mixed, and then just set it to the side for a little bit, for a few minutes, not ages. And the bubbles usually disappear or they rise to the top and you can pop them. Okay. Right. So you keep mixing this until you can't see any of the swirls anymore and it looks completely mixed.